Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television.
Welcome to the Renaissance Day Bulletin. We start with the headlines.
The Sultanate celebrates the Blessed Renaissance Day today, the glorious 23rd of July anniversary.
And as the Comprehensive Development March reaches its 47th year, numerous projects are being implemented in infrastructure, industry and logistics fields.
Those were the headlines, and we will continue with the details. The Sultanate celebrates the Blessed Renaissance Day anniversary today. During the last 4 decades, Oman has leapt to greater lengths thanks to the wisdom of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos.
The following report by Sulaiman Al-Bahri highlights some of the developments witnessed through this Renaissance era.
The 23rd of July 1970 is one of the greatest days of Oman in its deep-rooted history. The dawn of the glorious Renaissance being led by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. It was the start of comprehensive development march that transferred Oman into a modern country that enjoys security, stability, welfare and prosperity. The development march had focused in its successive plans and programs all over the years of the Blessed Renaissance on construction of the infrastructure and providing citizens all over Oman with services, the establishment of the state of institutions, in which the Council of Oman is one of its main components, upgrading the national human resources and qualifying them to participate in nation building, and the development of natural resources and investment sectors with economic benefits. The Sultanate has begun this year to implement an FEED program, emerged from the 9th 5-year development plan aiming at achieving economic diversification in partnership between public and private sectors. The Sultanate has witnessed investment flows of billions of dollars to its port in Suhar, Salala, Duqm, and their associated economic zones, top of which are Duqm Refinery Project, Petrochemical Industries Complex, Ras Markaz Center for Oil Storage, Oman China Industrial Complex, in addition to other investments in various governorates such as Khazan Gas Project in the governorate of Dhahira, Sultan Qaboos Touristic Port Project in the governorate of Muscat, Orient District Recreational Project in the governorate of South Al-Batina, and a DR project in Ras Al-Had in the governorate of South Sharqiya. A number of infrastructure projects are about to be completed this year, such as passenger building project at Muscat International Airport and Batina Express Road. Works are continuing in other projects such as Sharqiya Express Road, Adam Thamreit Dual Road Project, Khazain Logistics Zone in the governorate of South Al-Batina, the land port in the wilaya of Al-Mazyuna in the governorate of Dhofar, in addition to other projects in the fields of health, education, research and innovation. The current phase of national work integrates with the efforts being exerted by the government, the states, institutions and citizens to achieve the objects of the comprehensive development within the context of the state's basic statute that determines all aspects and foundations of the modern state, the missions of the Council of Ministers, Council of Oman, other administrative, executive and auditing apparatuses, the independence of the judiciary, rights and obligations, citizenship values, equality and the rule of law. Today, Oman stands proudly thanks to the wisdom of its leadership and determination of its people, despite accelerated changes and subsequent challenges at its regional and international arenas. The approach of its internal and external policy is based on balance, clearness, and reason, stemming from its great civilization, deep-rooted history, strategic geographical location, its Arab and Islamic identity, and the Omani character, which is devoted for good and peace.
The diplomacy of wisdom is moving forward, crowned with success in building its relations based on credibility, neutrality, mutual respect, and with brotherly and friendly countries in the world.
Here is a report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
The foreign policy of the Sultanate is based on mutual respect and extending the hand of friendship to all, at the same time adhering to the national Arab and Islamic principles. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos once said, Oman always seeks to build relations with all nations in the world, adding that he doesn't want to look at the map of the world and see a country which has no relations with Oman. This foreign policy stemmed its approach and foundations from the far-sighted vision of His Majesty the Sultan. This acquired the Sultanate a good regional and international reputation, making it a trusted place and an oasis of understanding for all to find solutions and overcome all disputes, differences, and misunderstanding. At the dawn of the blessed Renaissance on the 23rd of July in 1970, the royal approach of His Majesty the Sultan was established to extend the hand of friendship to the whole world, choosing culture and science as a bridge to interact with it. Stemmed from this, His Majesty the Sultan's 16 scientific chairs were established, conveying the message of a modern global community living in peace and being inspired by values of mutual understanding and tolerance. In order to strengthen the respect of human rights and support efforts for peace, the Sultanate is keen to contribute to the activities of regional and international organizations through joining all agreements aiming at combating terrorism and global crime and adhering to these organizations' conventions. Oman's diplomacy, with its wise approach and its right path, is moving forward despite changes and challenges, carrying the message of peace, which is being guarded and protected by loyal soldiers.
As the Sultanate celebrates the Blessed Renaissance Day, the economic sector, its main pillar, shows a satisfactory performance on studied steps through specific national programs.
More details in the following report.
Al Rusail Industrial Area is known to be the first industrial area in the Sultanate where various items are produced for domestic and foreign markets. During the Renaissance years, industrial areas spread across the governorates. Now there are 9 industrial areas which helped on enhancing the domestic product of the industry sector to reach more than 2.15 billion Omani riyals, which equals to 8.5% of the gross domestic product. The scale of investments in this sector exceeded 18.7 billion Omani riyals, concentrated on mining, food and petrochemical industries. The Sultanate aims to promote the industrial sector as one of the targeted sectors to achieve economic diversity in the 9th five-year plan. The Sultanate is now preparing the 2040 industrial strategy.
PIE's development has a great impact in the national economy. Today, our total investments within our industrial park has exceeded 6 billion, almost now has exceeded 6 billion by 99 million Omani riyals by the end of the first quarter of 2017. Plus that we have received more than 700 applicants within the first half of 2017. That gives a great opportunities, and the investment environment in Oman is really healthy with ease of procedures that's helped the investors to get their things ready within time.
International Container Terminal in Suhar Port has become Oman's gateway for imports and exports of goods from other land, sea and airports. The trade volume between the Sultanate and other countries in the world reaches more than 10.31 billion Omani riyals for exports and 8.95 billion riyals for imports. The main exports of the Sultanate, along with oil and its derivatives, are animal, mineral, plastics and chemical products, while the imports include food, chemical and mineral products. The Sultanate is planning to improve the logistics sector to make the most beneficial due to its geographical location for imports and exports through air, sea and land ports. The Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm, SEZAD, has a prime geographical position in the heart of the Arabian Sea. It stands at the crossroads of Asia and Africa, both high-growth markets. It's the largest such facility in the GCC. It has 8 subzones: logistics, tourism, industrial, port and dry dock, fisheries zone, residential, education and airport zone. The SEZAD emerged as winner in 2 categories at International Finance Magazine's awards ceremony in Dubai in January 2017, namely Emerging Economic Free Zone Investment Offering GCC 2016, Most Innovative Trade Free Zone Oman 2016. The SEZAD manages, regulates and develops all economic activities in Duqm. It plans, designs and implements long-term strategies for infrastructural development and attracts investments to promote a wide spectrum of economic activities. It also oversees the urban expansion of the modern Duqm city, while protecting the environment, thereby ensuring Duqm its rightful place as the best location to visit, live, work and invest in the Middle East. The SEZAD is a model of an integrated economic development composed of zones such as a seaport, industrial area, new township, fishing harbor, tourist zone, a logistics center, and an education and training zone, all of which are supported by a multimodal transport system that connects it with nearby regions such as the Arabian Gulf countries, Middle East, East Africa and Southeast Asia. The zone is administered, regulated and developed by the authority, a financially and administratively independent government entity. With a land area of 2,000 square kilometers and 70 kilometers of a coastline along the Arabian Sea, the SEZAD is the largest in the Middle East and North African region.
Throughout the Renaissance March, the Sultanate's transformation into a peaceful modern nation opened up the avenue of global tourism.
Here is a report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
The tourism sector represents one of the great supports of the national economy in the Sultanate. Its contribution to the gross domestic product reached about 3%. The Sultanate, with its geographical diversity, is an attractive environment for visitors from other countries. Its pristine nature and its charming features provide an opportunity for the visitors to discover the treasures and experience the marvel of this enchanting land. The Sultanate's long coastal line stretches from the north to the south for a distance of more than 3,000 kilometers, giving it unique beauty and elegance. In addition, due to the perfect climate, many sea creatures have chosen the beaches as safe havens. While talking about the mountainous environment of the Sultanate, it is known to have the series of the East and West Al-Hajar mountains. The most prominent mountain is Jebel Shams, at a height of more than 3,000 meters, and it is characterized by its moderate temperatures during the summer season. Besides, there is Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar, which is famous for its terraced farms and moderate climate. The mountain environment is an attractive destination for visitors from both inside and outside the Sultanate, due to its cool winter and moderate temperatures in the summer. The touristic seasons are throughout the year. In the winter season, Muscat Governorate attracts visitors from outside the Sultanate via Port Sultan Qaboos to discover the history and civilization of Oman. The touristic sites in the Sultanate are diverse. To start with, there are historical souks or markets through which tourists can learn about the Omani culture through ages. The Kharif, Monsoon season in the Dhofar Governorate is one of the largest touristic attractions in the Sultanate, where a large number of visitors come to enjoy the cool weather and the seasonal drizzling. Until the mid of July, the number of visitors reached about 64,000 according to the latest statistics. The Ministry of Tourism is currently establishing tourist stations, linking various governorates and providing tourism services for the visitors. In view of the remarkable progress witnessed in the tourism industry in the world, the Sultanate is seeking to increase the contribution of the tourism sector to the GDP through the Oman Tourism Strategy 2040, which constitutes a vision for the future to promote the sector's contribution to the GDP to a minimum of 6%. The tourism sector remains one of the most promising sectors to support the local economy. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Still to come in our news bulletin.
The Sultanate is considered one of the leading countries in the field of producing Arab thoroughbred horses.
The Sultanate is considered one of the leading countries in the field of producing Arab thoroughbred horses.
The Royal Cavalry have always preserved and cared for pure-bred horses. Here is a report.
Arabian horses enjoy a special position in the Sultanate, befitting its history through taking care of it and preserving its progeny. The Sultanate is considered one of the leading countries in producing purebred Arabian horses. Nabiol Al-Qata is the oldest horse in the Sultanate. It was raised in Adiyat and Al-Qadihat racecourses and has achieved high positions in the horse racing world. In an unusual case, this horse was able to live long for the suitable environment, and special care was given to it. In 1990, officials in the Royal Cavalry worked for preserving its progeny, so it was devoted for reproduction after a good run. It has provided the horse racing world with 55 horses from its genes, which become among the most famous horses in the Sultanate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television.
Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate celebrates the Blessed Renaissance Day today, the glorious 23rd of July anniversary.
And as the Comprehensive Development March reaches its 47th year, numerous projects are being implemented in infrastructure, industry, and logistics fields.
And with that, we come to the end of this special Renaissance Day bulletin.
From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.